Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing the new L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I just got this at Target last night and I had actually been looking for it for a couple of weeks. I don't know when it officially came out. I know I'd seen it talked about on YouTube a few weeks ago, but I couldn't find it in Ulta or Target until last night. So I don't know if it just came out on shelves or if it's been out for a little while and my Target just got it stocked. I'm not sure. It retails for $12.99 and I just wanted to do a first impression and wear this around for the day and report back to you guys. I typically film at night, which makes doing a review like this difficult because ideally I'd like to apply the foundation during the day, early in the day, and wear it all throughout the day and refilm later that night after I've had it on for a good length of time to see how the foundation wears. Well, when I only film at night, it's difficult to do that. So my child is napping, so excuse the messy hair. I didn't plan on filming. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna seize this opportunity and I'm going to film this beginning of this video and then I'll jump back on tonight and film my review of it. So anyway, I haven't even opened this yet. So this is definitely a first impression because I have not used it yet. I still have the little label here. So I grabbed the shade. Which shade did I grab? 204 Natural Buff. I'm not sure if this is my shade or not. We shall see. I felt like this was the closest for me though, because it has a little bit of pink, but a little bit of golden too. Some of them were really, really pink and some of them were really golden, and I felt like this was a good balance of the two. Okay, so yes, it looks like a good match for me. So I'm using a damp beauty blender to apply it. My first impression of the consistency is that it feels pretty lightweight. It doesn't feel as heavy as the matte foundation. Actually, I have the matte foundation. Okay, so I have the matte foundation here. Let me see how it compares. Texture. Okay, yes, it's definitely not as thick as the matte foundation. It's much more like liquidy feeling. It's not as, I don't know if you can kind of tell. This is definitely more creamier, more of like a solid creamy, and this is a little more lotiony or liquidy, if that makes sense. So I really like the coverage. It's giving really nice coverage right off the bat. I mean, really pretty. Like, it's not only just evening out my skin, but it's covering my discoloration and blemishes pretty well. I went running this morning outside, so my face is a little red still. I have the sniffles. I don't know if it's allergies or what's going on, but excuse the way that I sound. Okay, so it's really pretty. It doesn't look too dewy initially. We'll see. It does have like a pretty soft glow to it. I can see the light hitting it and bouncing off of it. It's really, really nice. Like, I can see right in here. You can probably see that too, that highlight right there. That's pretty. So what I'm going to do too is I'm going to set half of my face with powder and leave the other half without powder so that we can see at the end of the day the difference in how it wears if you set it versus if you don't. I did not apply a primer, so I didn't have anything on my skin before applying this. I really want to test the foundation on its own. A primer can greatly alter the finish, the wearability of a foundation. Primers are great, right? But if I'm really going to give this foundation a true review, I need to see it without anything underneath it that's going to hurt or help it, right? Okay, so I really like the way this looks. This is really nice. You know that L'Oreal Infallible Pro Foundation is a cult favorite. I would say that this is buildable. So I put a little bit more over here and less here, and I can still see my skin through here, so I'm going to apply a little bit more right there. I'm just using like a tiny bit. I don't know if you can see that, but just a very, very little bit. The Beauty Blender will soak up some of your product, so if you're really concerned about not wasting any product, you might want to use a brush. Excuse me, my nose. I just really like the Beauty Blender for liquid foundations because I feel, not necessarily all liquid foundations, but more like full coverage liquid foundations, I like the Beauty Blender for because I actually kind of want it to absorb some of it so that I don't have a heavy cakey look. All right, so for concealer, I'm just going to use a Maybelline Fit Me concealer. It's what I have nearby, and this is the shade Light. So the coverage is really pretty. The finish is really pretty. Right now, I can live with this glow. Like, you guys know me, I don't normally gravitate towards glowy foundations. I think they're beautiful, but they're not really wearable for me because they just require a lot of maintenance, like a lot of touching up throughout the day. And it's very hot where I live, so I feel like I look like a grease ball by the end of the day anyway. So a glowy foundation just kind of makes that problem worse. But this does not look too glowy to me. Like, it doesn't look like some dewy foundations. You can actually see like a pearlescent to it, like almost like there's like a really finely pressed pearl pigment to it. You don't see that in this foundation, but you do see a really pretty natural glow. Like, this right here is just, the light is just bouncing off of this foundation so beautifully. First impression is I really, really like it. If it stays like this all day, this will be a new favorite foundation. This is pretty. This is really nice. Oh my gosh, I love this. It gives great coverage. It doesn't feel or look heavy at all, and it really does give your skin a healthy, natural looking glow. All right, mama like. Okay, let's stop there. I'm gonna go ahead and set half of my face with powder and the other half I'm just gonna leave bare. The powder that I'm gonna use is the Charlotte Tilbury Skin Perfecting Powder. I love this powder. This is my new favorite powder by far. It's awesome. I don't know why I waited so long to get this. Let me get a brush. Here we go. Okay, so let's set my right side. So we're gonna set my right side with powder. I remember seeing a video that Tenny did, and when she used this powder, I could actually see on camera her skin just perfecting and looking airbrushed when she applied this, and that's when I was sold. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm not going to do too much on my nose because I feel like if any place is going to get oily and dewy, it's definitely going to be the nose area. All right, so this half I'm setting with powder, which totally changes the finish of it for sure. It takes away that luminosity, that glow. It gives it more of a flat look. So it's still pretty, but you know, it takes away that glow. So just see if you can compare. So this side has powder, and then this left side does not. So I'm gonna pop on a little lip gloss. Okay, so I'm gonna apply a little bit more makeup and I'm gonna come back and report to you how it finishes throughout the day. So right now it is 2:18, I don't know if you can see that, it is 2:18 p.m. I will probably be reporting back here around 8:30 once I get my kids to bed and I actually can sit down and film. So that'll be a good 6 hours. Maybe I'll push it and wait a little, an extra hour or so to really put it to the test. But I will be taking pictures throughout the day too to kind of check in. So I will see you guys in a bit. Hey, what's up guys? Okay, so I was trying to hold out really late for you guys tonight, but I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I'm like dying. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I just feel miserable. So I'm gonna actually go to bed right after I finish this. But it is 8:29 right now. So this has been on for a little over 6 hours because I filmed earlier just around 2. I did take 2 photos throughout the day at like 5:15, so 3 hours into it, and then at 7:15, so 5 hours into it, so you guys can kind of see what the foundation looked like. Looks like now, just over 6 hours later, I haven't done a thing. I haven't touched up at all. I haven't applied any other makeup. I applied a little blush and bronzer earlier, but no setting powder. I've pretty much been around the house most of the day. I did get out and get my nails done, but that is all that I've done. It's a very hot day in Austin. It's like 100 degrees outside, so even just a short trip to the nail salon is pretty hot. But yeah, so let's talk about how my skin looks. Obviously, you can tell that there is dewiness and glowiness happening. Sorry. I would definitely set this with a powder at this point. Like, I don't like my skin to look this dewy, but I really, really like this foundation. Like, I was texting with a couple of my friends today that are also makeup addicts. Actually, my friend Kate Loves Makeup. She has an awesome blog, Kate Loves Makeup. I've talked about it before. She is actually going to get this foundation and post a blog review on her blog, Kate Loves Makeup. She has very oily skin. So my skin is pretty normal. It's not really dry and it's not oily. Sorry guys, I know I sound terrible, but anyway, I was talking to her and I was like, you should do a review on this since you have really oily skin, because it would be really great to have a perspective, her perspective on it. So she's gonna get to it and post that before I upload this video. So I will link that blog down below so you can get her perspective of this foundation with someone with really oily skin. But Overall, I really like this foundation a lot. I think it's really, really, really pretty. It's very lightweight. Throughout the day, it just looks like my skin. Right now, it is a little shiny. Honestly, I didn't really notice it until I turned the lights on, and then I saw it more so than before. But I like this foundation a lot. I'm just gonna kind of blot it right now with the powder. Actually, I didn't even put a powder on this. I'm just using whatever's left on my brush. It's a really, really nice foundation. I highly recommend it. I can see why there is a lot of hype behind this product. It's really pretty. I think that it might be a really great foundation for more of the colder months or the drier months. If you live in a really hot climate, I would still wear this during the summer, but I would just need to touch up throughout the day, which isn't a big deal because I touch up anyway. So yeah, that's my review on this foundation. I really like it. It has pretty good wearability. I wouldn't say that, like I said, you will probably want to touch up if you are someone that prefers more of like a demi-matte or velvety finish. But initially, when you first apply it, it's not super dewy and glowy, which I do like. I really don't like foundations that are really glowy like immediately when you first put it on the skin. This doesn't give you that type of dewiness. It gives you just like, it really just looks like, it kind of reminds me of the ambient, the Hourglass ambient strobing light, can I just get this out? The strobe lighting powders, the ambient strobe lighting powders by Hourglass. I described these when I reviewed these a while back. I described them as just looking like you have a light shining on your face as you walk around. It's not like shimmery or pearlescent. It's just like a light that's hitting your face. That's what this foundation reminds me of. So I'm a big fan of this. I will continue to use this foundation, and yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Like I said, if you have oily skin, check out Kate's blog, which I will link down below, and she will give you her very honest review of how this foundation performs to someone with oily skin. Check out her blog anyway. It's an amazing blog. She does really, really great reviews, beautiful blog, really great content. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful, and thank you for sticking through this while I sound like this. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye guys.